Welcome to Physical Health While Living in a Van. A lot of the things I'm about to say can also be used while living any untraditional lifestyle, but I've been living in my van for a year and a half, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. As a disclaimer, I don't personally have too many health things I need to deal with, so I can't speak to all conditions that you might have. However, I will tell you all that I've dealt with and try to help the most as I can. Most of the time when something's wrong, I just go to an urgent care center. They've been pretty easy to find. First, when I was in Connecticut, I had a poison ivy-like rash and I didn't know what it was. It cost about $200. Next, when I was in South Dakota, I had really bad allergies and I was itching my eye so much it got a little red and it looked like kind of a blister on my eyeball, so I had to go to urgent care for that. What really frustrated me though was they basically just told me to get eye drops, and when I checked in, I was like, hey, if someone could just come out to the waiting room and talk to me. I just have like one simple question. I just need to see how serious this is. And they were like, oh, okay, we got you. But then they took me all the way back. I talked to a doctor, the whole shebang. And then when I left, I was like, oh gosh, how much is this going to cost? And they didn't say anything about paying. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe they're just really nice. They have a plan to help people that can't afford stuff. And so I left. They didn't say anything. But then a few weeks later, I got a bill from them. So they weren't really looking out for lower income people. They were just, not, straightforward. But anyway, so watch out for urgent cares doing that, because that is a possibility. Lastly, when I was in California, I went on a 3-week hiking trip, and then after the trip, I could not stop eating. There were so many fruits and vegetables and snacks that I couldn't have on the trail, and at first I thought it was because I ate too much, but now I think I ate a fruit or something that had gone bad because I eat too much all the time when I go to restaurants and stuff, and this has never happened. But anyway, I was feeling really, really nauseous, and it lasted for days, so I was like, okay, I have to go get this checked out. But I was in Mammoth Lakes, California. If you've been there, it's a very touristy town, and they didn't have an urgent care. They only had an emergency room. It was like hundreds of dollars to go to the emergency room, and I was like, this is probably not that serious of a condition. I just want to know, am I okay? It's probably just eating something bad, but I just want to check. I ended up not being able to get care that day because I was like, I don't want to check into the emergency room. So what happened was I ended up calling my parents and crying on the phone, then going to my campsite. Then the next day I drove towards Carson City, Nevada, but by the time I got there, I wasn't feeling bad anymore. I ended up just waiting it out because care wasn't available. And if it's not already clear, why I'm saying these is just to give you, if you're thinking about living in a van or just curious about how we do stuff, I'm just giving you examples of what has happened. I wouldn't say this is advice, There's also such thing as online doctors. One service I know of is called Alpha Medical. Their website is Hello Alpha or something, and there's a lot of things they can treat online. You can do a one-time online doctor's visit or have a membership. They can send you prescriptions and stuff. I've used them, and I thought it was really frustrating because you're not just talking to one person, you're sending messages back and forth with multiple people in the company. They don't answer your question. Simply, first paragraph is thanks for reaching out to us. Then you might get your answer. Then if you need anything else, let us know. And it's just so much more complicated than just talking to someone. You can't say thank you to someone that helped you, because then it's going to be another person that you haven't talked to before saying a general message about, we're always happy to serve you kind of thing. So kind of frustrating, but if you need it, it is a possibility. Something I did have a really good experience with is a service called Let's Get Checked. They're actually sponsoring this video, and I do earn a commission if anyone places orders with my link and my code. Let's Get Checked is actually a worldwide leader in home health tests. First, you choose what test you want to take. They send you a package in discreet packaging. They have very clear directions for how to take the test, and then once you do, right away you send it off to the lab. Then you'll get your confidential results sent to your online account within 2 to 5 days. The results are reviewed by a clinician, and then a member of their nursing team may give you a call if need be. The labs are CLIA and CAP accredited, which is the highest level of accreditation. And I've had a really good experience with them. I didn't know what test to take at first, but then I ended up going with the micronutrient test, which tests your diet. For a long time, I had heard that being a vegetarian is the best way you can decrease your impact on the planet. And so I was like, oh, like I really want to, but I just can't commit to that all the way. I can't be 100% vegetarian for the rest of my life. So what if I just try to eat mostly plant-based food? So far that's been working out great for me. Haven't felt bad, haven't been like, oh, I need more protein, but I haven't had it tested yet. As soon as I ordered the test, I started feeling so nervous because it is a blood test. I would have to prick myself. When it finally came down to doing it, it actually wasn't that bad. In fact, if you're gonna have to get your blood tested for something, I would rather be sitting in my home where I sit every day instead of having to go drive to some doctor's office, wait in the waiting room, be around people I don't really know, be kind of in a sterile environment. I just felt more at ease having a health test where I live. I'm about to use my Let's Get Checked kit. Well, that wasn't bad at all. The click freaked me out, but that was nothing. The whole thing went really fast. I felt like they were very professional, very confidential. I wasn't embarrassed about, testing my diet, but they do sell STD tests, they sell hormone tests, things that people might not feel great about other people knowing they're testing for. So it's very discreet the whole time. I think this is going to be so helpful for people in all different kinds of situations, people with mobility issues that it's really hard for them to get out of the house and go somewhere, people that have phobia or trauma associated with going to the doctor's office, people that live in small towns and don't want Susie from down the street that also works in the lab knowing your business, and people that live in rural areas where you have to drive super far to go somewhere. Now you can just get sent a health kit in the mail. I just feel like this is going to help so many people. If you want to test for yourself, visit trylgc.com/beerandbeautifulplaces and use my code BEER25 for 25% off your order. Dealing with health issues can be a pain in the butt, and living a non-traditional lifestyle can make it that much more complicated. On the bright side though, I feel lucky that I'm living in a van in the year 2022, and there are services out there. There are ways to work around always going in person to see one steady doctor all the time. I really hope this video helped you out. Please, if you have any more questions, let me know. And if you're interested in mental health while on the road, that video's coming soon. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.